These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup at the Grand Finals of Worlds 2024.
Of the LCK, of their families, BLG trying to reignite the LPL after they've had 3 years without a Worlds title. And it's 5 games of glory, I hope, as we get into game 1 here. Elk and On looking for Gumayusi. Knight coming in from the side as well will land the abscond, abduct. Gumayusi still holding on to that flash. Crash down, locks him up. He flashes the ignite, sticking, and BLG strike first.
What a sneaky move there. Knight on the Sylas able to slip over and get behind the red buff. You know, it's one of the big things with T1 heading into this tournament. His lane phase was not great in the LCK.
Zace has to flash away. Shun looks for more, and BLG have found 2.
BLG's able to find it on the top side of the map. AD carry Elk right behind him. They're looking to contest this objective, but Carrier looking to match in the mid lane.
It's going to be 5 players on the top side for both teams right now, as we do see Owner starting up the grubs. Might just look for a smite on 1 here to delay the full stack. Carrier caught out, though, does still have the flash and the ignite. Locked against the wall for now, trying to get away. The Unbreakable is not exactly that. On secures the kill. T1 did manage to sneak away a grub, but BLG will happily accept 2.
Such a smart call from BLG, from Shun and On, to go for the engage on the fight, while T1 are split, going for the objectives, as well as trying to rotate from mid.
The idea there from T1, because they had a nice stacked wave in mid lane. Oh, Knight going for a bit of a trade. Has his AD carry behind him.
Nice juke.
Faker unbinds his soul, dodges away from the abscond. Abduct Owner coming in from the side as well, but it looks like BLG just want the pressure in mid. They're looking towards the top side, though.
Falling short in game 1. And here in game 1, it feels like that you'd expect them to have the pressure with the reigning world champions T1 on the other side of the stage, with the audience in favor of T1, but they've come out and they are playing just like they often do. Playing well in the early game, playing off the advantage they have with their laners, and they're converting it into the first dragon of the game.
Straight from even champion selects, and you see the smiles on their faces, the confidence there. They're looking aggressive in their level 1.
BLG get everything they want. They force the enemy jungler away, and they can turn their attentions to the grubs.
T1 decision right now, do they just let Faker farm turret play?
Oh! It's Guma! It's at the Baron pit! I know it's the grubs right now, but he always manages to steal it.
Whether it's a Varus or a Caitlyn, Guma's got the skill shots to get your objectives.
Beautifully done by Gumayusi. Able to get 2 grubs at the very least for T1, so something, and they get a lot of plates both in bot and mid. So collecting a bit of standing gold that's hovering around the map right now. Little that BLG can really do to contest. Instead, they're committing towards the top side, all collapse onto him. They tried to stagger that CC as well to keep him locked down as long as possible. Zeus should be fine.
He's going up towards Mega as well. He can trade in. TP coming in. T1 have the advantage. The Gnar into the wall. On has no flash and only 200 HP to work with. Now that's nothing. Sent back to the fountain. Bait sealed. Out down. T1 find their first 2 kills of the finals.
It's just going to be the trade. Dragon for Herald, no problem. But I will say, Knight staying on this outer turret and getting the outer turret gold himself again. More money funneled into this Sylas. The Sylas that does scale so well.
Yeah, notice that, again, it kind of, while T1 did find that TP play, now they're behind in terms of TP. The arrow connects mids.
Zeus able to walk away for now. Shadowing Strike will get the stun. The Magnus Storm coming in as well as BLG look to collapse. Already they've locked up T1 in the middle of the meat grinder, and 1 has gone down. Zeus falls. Faker getting chased out as well, and Bin's flashing forward. Faker will manage to dash across towards the red pit, but Gumayusi does not have that same luxury. BLG find 3, all of them sitting on Elk.
A triple kill for the AD carry of BLG. A nice arrow to set up the whole play. T1 saw an angle to secure that mid tower and immediately get punished.
And BLG are so quick with it. Elk's arrow snipes him right out of the air after the 2 kills with the Herald. Immediately turn it into gold. Liquid gold here for BLG. They shoot ahead on the map.
So many
3
structures
towers out of it as well. Yes, so much gold goes into their pockets. 4.5k the lead now for BLG.
Man, ulti comes through from On with the follow-up as T1's forced to retreat.
And now the Impale's going to land on Carrier as well, and he has no place to get out of this. Nowhere to go apart from back to the fountain in a body bag. BLG now 7-2 up.
The undisputed best team in the LPL coming out firing on all cylinders. They are not giving T1 a moment to regroup at all. Faker now even Even under attack, he's slowed in the pit.
The TP is coming behind here as they look to try and turn this play around. Bin trying to get the damage down onto Faker here. Hit him with the harpoons. Faker dodges away with the Q3 and manages to live through the Leandries. T1 finds some semblance of hope in the bottom side, but BLG are not stopping their advance on top. Owner locked up with a Glacial Prison, and he's sent packing. BLG are ripping this map to shreds.
It is often a play that Faker, teams have tried to collapse on him on a side lane, and it's resulted in their demise. They're doomed the overchase of that star mid laner, but BLG don't care. They're keeping pressure on the top side. T1 members collapsed on the bot, but it costs them greatly as they lose 2 towers top.
And we're only 18 minutes into the game, and BLG have already opened the doorway into the T1 base.
Ow! Oh! The shot comes in, then the arrow. That is sublime from Elk. He's 5-1 now. And it's just such a dominant performance from BLG. T1 trying to get anything they can on the other side of the map. But look at that explosion in terms of gold advantage for BLG past the 15-minute mark.
This bot wave, and this is going to be an uncontested dragon. BLG with a strong start to game 1. And while this game definitely isn't over, BLG have all the tools to secure the first game of this series.
And coming into this series, we need to remind you again.
But they're definitely going to try. Betty Carrier is the one to face check that mid lane bush. Shun still tanking up the Baron. It's at 9,000. Knight with the flank position. Glacial Prison hits! And Guma is down! BLG used the Baron as a bait and immediately kill off the enemy AD carry.
T1, they don't expect it. Now without Guma, they try and fight them.
So On was spotted as he walked towards that Razorbeak pit. The Baron down to 2,000. Knight on the front line. Owner trying to get in. Base Sealed goes in as well with the Magnet Storms already locked up 2 members of T1. The Impale grabs 3 and they're burnt to a crisp in the river. The arrow has to be flashed away by Zeus, but BLG are taking everything and giving T1 nothing.
I mean, they're knocking down the inhibitor towers, the Baron buff BLG. The respawn time is still about 10 seconds. They're going to respect it, they're going to back away, but the damage has been done to the base of T1. And Knight is just, he's spectacular.
Faker's trying to get away from Knight, but the Knight wants the throne! And Faker's been pushed off it! BLG are on fine form today, and T1 just can't keep up.
The golden left hand of the LPL strikes down the GOAT in the side lane, and BLG will collect their 3rd dragon. They might collect the entire base before we see the 4th.
Knight has had an incredible tournament, and he's not going to slow down here in the finals. BLG have steamrolled T1 here in game 1. They're looking for another inhibitor, and they're looking for the game.
Guma, Yushi, Owner, and Carrier trying to defend the arrow once again from Elk. It hits Guma! He's got flash, but he's still stunned up. The Impale comes out, and Guma falls under his own Nexus towers. T1 still trying to defend. Zeus doing everything he can to keep Knight away. But BLG continue to advance. The first Nexus tower's down. Faker's back up. Trying to find something out of this game, trying to find some defense against BLG, but the oncoming masses are just too damn strong. An arm into the wall. Faker's fate is sealed as he dives the backline and dies for it. BLG come out swinging and take game 1. The support battle in this game is incredibly exciting. We've already seen the 2 team compositions being routed out as well. What do we think, guys?
I just think the Rakan is such a good delivery for the Galio as well.
Done, as you say, with the addition of Knight this year.
Bro, they have onto the biggest stage with the entire world watching. They get the
double knock-up already. Carrier's down to half HP. He's going to have to flash Guma. Yushi cleanses away from Knight. The chase continues. BLG flashing forward. The heal coming out. Guma Yushi now slowed by the Ash. And you can't escape the quiver of Elk. First blood again to BLG.
Are you kidding me? Another one. Level 1 first blood for Elk.
Level 1. He's about 1 minion away from level 2, so 2 tower shots should be enough to tick him over. On here, it's level 2 of his own. Shun coming in as well to bolster this attack. Zeus underneath the tower, able to flash away, gets the double knock-up, and look at On, he's about to be turned off! On goes down, Shun almost falls to, escapes that final tower attack.
Ends up being a 1-for-1 trade, but I think BLG's happy with this. Look at all the farm that's being lost.
His level now on the Rumble before getting chased out.
Carrier looking for On here, Guma Yushi here as well. On just trying to shepherd Bin in towards the tower. You can actually see Knight using the TP here. Guma still no flash, no cleanse. The Grand Entrance going to get a knock-up. Knight flashes across the wall. Shielded Durant for the double sword, and now the Flame Spitter is doing a lot of work. Guma's going to be brought back with a bailout, but can he survive? Down to 100 HP. Knight, the battle dance from On keeps him alive. Owner still chasing. and he rips through Knight. Now Faker joins the party. A handshake from Carrier is one Bin did not want to take. Bin goes down as well, and T1 have 3 on the board.
Now for Knight and Elk as well.
Yep, soaks it in mid lane here. This could be dangerous for T1.
BLG going to start up the grubs. Shun on them, on still only level 3, has the flash, has the heal. They'll get one with the smite. Handshake pulls on back, but he can dance out with that W, and he'll manage to get to the relative safety of this top lane tri-bush. T1 will find 2 grubs for their own as they forced BLG away.
Yeah, Zeus also able to walk up. He just barely got his level 6 on that Ornn, so big Ornn ultimate coming through. BLG don't want any part of that.
For the moment, as Faker looks for that abscond, that dot can't quite land the chains. Carrier and Gumayushi pushing through the wave now. Paranoia coming out, Call of the Forge God is stopped. Zeus dashing forward, the shielded around for the taunt, blocked by Ona. The knocker coming out as well as BLG trying desperately to defend the hero's entrance. Cancelled as T1 by 2. Shun forced underneath this turret as well as BLG are walking away wounded.
Such a good play for T1. There were a few seconds left on Bin's teleport. He could not join. They forced the dive on, looking for any recallers.
I mean, T1 is sticking around. The TP will come through.
Shun already down. Bin walks into a scarred battlefield. He'll still take out Gumayushi. In the end, T1 unable to get that extra plate.
Pack of grubs. BLG, they know they don't want to fight that, so they're just trying to pick up Dragon right now. Shun working away on it. See if Knight, how quickly Knight can push this bottom wave though for the Galio. His teleport is ready. Ultimate will come up soon.
Yeah, I don't really know if he wants to join this. BLG, they tried to take a fight around the top side and lost out pretty heavily on that. T1 now with a 1.8k gold lead. They'll get their 4th grub and they're looking to make it 6.
Yeah, Bin uses the Rumble ultimate for the wave, so they're just gonna make the call. We will pay for this with some tower plate money here onto the side of Knight. It is quite big to get the full 6 grubs though for this T1 comp, because
And T1, they're not going to alleviate that pressure. And look at the positioning of Carrier here. Something he often does on this Renata is he just walks in your face. He is not afraid. He knows he has the mechanics to be able to outplay you. And it creates this space that allows an easy objective secure for T1.
First there for Knight because of the extended trade that Faker was able to get on him. Knight goes back to base, full heal, teleport out.
I mean, the important thing here is Faker didn't reset before TPing in, so he's at half HP. Does have the quickness stolen away. The Scuttle Grab will go across, on goes in with the quickness, knockback with the Crescent Guard as well. Call of the Forge God coming down as the dive comes in. The hostile takeover just possesses BLG. It's 2 already, the hero's entrance. A swift exit back to the fountain for Knight as T1 clean up the fight.
Juicy with the Ornn and Renata there. Locked them up. T1 will claim that Rift Herald in the aftermath as well.
5,000 gold lead over BLG. Very similar to how far ahead BLG were in game 1, although obviously T1 had yet to take all of the towers we saw BLG manage to do.
Lying in the fog of war. If anyone from BLG steps up, have to be a little bit careful there, so sacrifice the tower initially. And then as you said, they have the Rift Herald still in pocket that they can then use for the mid tower. BLG have to be so careful when they're collecting these waves. Look at Knight and Bin collecting their waves pretty far back at towers. Arrow from downtown.
Elk gets a taste of his own medicine, but he should be able to survive this, especially with Shun coming in from the side. We'll take a spear to the back for his time in the mid lane, but T1 just used the fact they've stunned out Elk to take down that mid tier 1.
Camps. And they're looking to suffocate BLG out from more.
All right, BLG.
Oh, the flank.
Zeus has got behind them here, brings the Call of the Forge God. Paranoia, paranoia! Everyone's out to get you, Elk! He falls first, still has both his summoners on, going to dash away. The chase comes in by Faker, steals away the quickness. A hero's entrance from Knight just to defend.
Any of your towers, and as soon as they do, T1 close the trap shut. They get their extra kill.
Elk doesn't even use a summoner spell, and I understand why. Like, what's the point?
He's like,
when
yeah, you got me.
And he'd rather save it for the upcoming fight. He knows that there's still Wastelands to come back into the game. Knight, I think, is a little too tanky. Not going to be baited in, or are they? They see Faker here.
Bin trading with Zeus. Quickness coming out as they look to be engaged. They find Faker. So has the flash. Paranoia comes out. The Crescent Guard will keep Faker alive for the moment. And Carrier has a flank position of his own. Ona has the bailout on his shoulders. And Shun is already down. TP now invested from Bin or from Knight as they look to rejoin the fight. Elk goes down on follow suit. And T1 have been able to defend Faker. They keep him alive. Faker flashes. And Knight can't find him. T1 find 4. Only Bin left standing.
Many have tried before, but Faker fall that easily. His team is quick to react, and just like that, 4 members down. T1 will secure the Baron.
BLG knew we are falling behind. We have to make an attempt at a pick ourselves. They try and go at Faker, but T1 pounce in response.
It's just the one player that is so hard to catch.
All right, back to live. You can already see the ramifications of that play. The Baron buff in the hands of T1. Walking up these towers, they just fall over in front of them. This series here, very likely to get evened up. The response in game number 2 for T1, taking back the Silas.
They are 12,000 gold ahead or thereabouts, and T1 advance on 2 lanes. Faker in mid has stolen away Elk's ultimate and has used it to great effect so far this game. Gumayushi has a masterwork to play.
Flash was lost there for Carrier, but the damage is still being done. BLG's picked.
There they go.
Quickness, paranoia coming out. The quickness goes in. Gumayushi locked up here. His entrance going in as well as Knight looks for the back line. But already he needs to look at his own team because they are being ripped to shreds by T1. It was a valiant effort, but BLG find nothing.
T1 will strike back in game number 2 to even it up here in London.
Try as you might, T1 are on home turf. And we're going to a best of 3.
And very, very excited to see him on it. It's with double AP solo laners as well. It's with playmakers in a Blitzcrank and a Galio for you on the front lines.
So while the Rumble and Galio for BLG remain the same, the other components are vastly different.
Smite.
He does. Ona manages to stop it from happening. But Shun is looking for more. He flashes forward. Knight on the flank as well. Ona's going to flash away. Counter-strike out from Zeus. Not quite able to connect. And the shooter Durand with the stun. His first blood again. The 3rd time in 3 games for BLG.
He's also on their way. The wave is being pushed in mid, and BLG want to punish Faker.
Faker has flash, but the flash in from On into the pullback. Faker's down. On secures the kill.
We get to see some Blitzcrank value there. Goes in, immediately makes the play while Owner actually yoinked away one of the grubs. That's all you really need out of the first pack to at least put the threat of 4 on the second pack.
I mean, the good news from Faker's perspective is the kill went down to On. Bit of a mistiming on the Rend execution from Elk, meaning that he didn't quite have the damage to get the kill, so the Ignite ended up finishing it off. And Faker also didn't burn any summoners in that trade. He's now going to path up towards top, catch that wave as the bot lane of T1 transitions over to mid lane.
I think it would be ridiculous for T1 to try and go contest that, so they just teleport up to the top side. Zeus will collect the minion wave there. No reason to throw anything else into this BLG fire that is growing in the early game.
So your sights on top lane as well. I thought Carrier was actually looking for a roam up towards top, but good vision coverage from T1 on that side of the map. It would be a situation where Bin is at risk of getting dived, but with the wave situated as it is, he's chosen to back off, going back to base, and knowing that he is prone for a dive. He is sitting on just short of 1,000 gold right now. He has the Rumble ultimate as well. He's going to use it to clear the wave. They're looking for a dive.
TP coming in, might just be looking for another plate here as well. Knight going in with the taunt. Bin doesn't really have much left. Put the damage down. Shun on his way across them and will have that Lamb's Respite. Zeus already down to 300 HP. Looking for a leap strike away, but Zeus falls. Knight takes the tower. Meanwhile, the hostile takeover goes just short of Elk as he flashes to safety. BLG able to survive down towards the bottom side.
Beautiful reward there for BLG getting their first.
Boom. Flash hook from On, they look for more. Faker goes back in, but the hero's entrance will bring Knight coming crashing down. Faker down to 300 HP. Bin now has that flank position, and the Leandri's complete. Owner jumps onto him with the Bolt Breaker and is able to keep him away from Faker for the moment. Faker dashes across the wall. Carrier's life will be forfeit to keep Faker alive. Brings out the bailout, but falls immediately after. Faker trying to escape. Knight still on the chase.
So beautifully done there from BLG. As you say, they're not done yet. Still seeking Faker.
Oh, but he didn't spot him. He doesn't actually know if he interrupted him or not. He's fishing for him. He's hunting. He wonders if Faker's still here.
Now he's seen him. Where are you going to go, Faker? Already absconded, already abducted. Elk is on his way to try and accept this kill as a tribute to him. Knight comes in from the side and will make sure that Faker doesn't have the luxury of executing. Down, Owner able to dodge away with the Vault Breaker, escapes the rocket grab from On. Will they look for more? They still have the Lamb's Respite, remember, from the Kindred. That invulnerability field as Zeus is down to about half HP. He gets the leap strike out and BLG will just force T1 away for now.
Yeah, T1 have to leave because Knight is in mid lane threatening that Galio ultimate. This mid laner you're talking about that does so much for his team on the Galio. Their game versus HLE, especially some of these team fights, people were popping off. Elk, oh my god, insane play in these team fights, but that actually created so much space for him. Carrier actually, Renata ultimate.
Oh my god, I mean, this is such a crazy thing that's happening right now. T1 committed the teleport to the bot side knowing that that was their only option for a cross map, but Knight again got to bot wave and able to clear things out. T1 quickly adapt though, they convert their pressure into mid, they're able to unlock that tower while BLG actually keep the bot tower alive.
Keep on snowballing here, get the Rift Hill, keep on taking down these towers, open up more space on the map for you to position so aggressively with these Blitzcrank plays backed up by the threat of a Galio ultimate. The invades coming from Kindred, so much more fearsome when you have that defense of a Galio ult coming through, or even the long range of Rumble ultimates.
To pick up these camps before BLG were able to make their advance, but BLG will use that pressure to push through bot. They still have the Rift held in pocket as well if they want to look for a tier 2 down here, or if they do want to open up mid.
I mean, just look at the pressure that BLG is exerting right now on the minimap. It feels like that everything is collapsing for T1. They're trying their best across map, but that top tower is barely dented. Zeus should be able to get it, but they're going to lose so much in exchange. The bot tier 2 is going to be secured. BLG ballooning their gold lead now to 6k.
And all the towers are not equal value. The outer tower is 550 gold for your team. The secondary towers on the side lanes only.
To MSI and now into Worlds, they are a dominant team, and when they get a lead at 15 minutes, they have about an 88% win rate, and we've seen that so far at this tournament. Heroes Entrance coming out, T1 trying to defend this mid tier 1. Knight locked up underneath the tower, but he is damn tanky right now, and already Ona is down. The counter Heroes Entrance coming out from Faker. He stole one away just to escape the play. BLG lose Knight, but they take the mid tier 1.
Ooh, that was very aggressive on under tower. Hooks from Blitzcrank. And there's so much extra power here on the side of BLG with all their money.
Faker steals away the equalizer bin, puts one down of his own, but the rest of BLG are here to join the party. Outnumbered, outgunned. Faker falls in the side lane, tries to clear out the wave. I think that cannon will survive, as will the backcasters.
I mean, often we talk about how when teams commit into collapsing onto Faker, something is often lost as a consequence, but here, Faker is just overextended on the side lane. He has no tier 2 tower to run to, and there's nowhere else on the map that T1 can really put pressure down towards. So BLG, they secure themselves another pick. They're going to secure the Dragon uncontested, kind of as we expected.
One down, Knight is an option because he will often be on that side lane, but he has 2 items already, Riftmaker as well, giving him that Omni-Vamp if he's in combat for a long time. And with Shun waiting around the corner, might come around towards mid. TP behind, they're looking for the play. It's Knight who's locked down, the rest of BLG are trying to get into it. TP coming out as well, the hostile takeover used, immediately locks up Bin, but look at the damage, there just is none, and now Shun is here to join the battle. Zeus tries to jump on top of him, Knight falling low, he gets the taunt though, and Bin's already on a rampage. Ona has to dash away, Guma didn't even get an opportunity to join the fray, and On doesn't want to give him an opportunity to leave. BLG find 4, and Baron is on the menu.
They go at Knight, but he's too tanky, and BLG are going to respond in kind. The Baron will be theirs.
They were limited on their options, but the TP flank was a great idea. The problem is the damage. You highlighted it, Kobe. Knight was too tanky. They didn't have enough. And on the re-engage, BLG just melted T1. Blue side, but this game feels done and dusted. It's just a matter of how BLG put the final nail in the coffin.
If you're T1, you need something miraculous right now, but we've already seen how the damage lacks, especially if Guma Yushi isn't there. Faker, BLG though, can just step forward. T1 really can't find an avenue to approach this next fight. On looking for the Hex Slash hook, doesn't quite connect. Knight, though, doesn't have a wave in the mid lane. Could go across towards bot. The next wave's still about 20 seconds away from crashing into that mid lane. Well, from Carrier and BLG, shrug it off, shrug their shoulders, and begin the advance once again.
T1, and not much they can do in the face of this LPL onslaught. They're just going to have to watch 2 inhibitors go down.
Mentioned what happened during the regular season with the income of wave, but to Bring out the Kindred now, once again, the TP flank.
Hook going down, cease and desist. They're looking to lock down Shun. Kerry already fallen as the hero's entrance will block Shun from taking any more damage alongside that for Lamb's Respite. T1 have lost their support, but can they find the fight? Zeus pops a stopwatch, doesn't have much mana left. As Knight goes in for the engage and still lands the taunt. Gumayushi down to half HP. Zeus has already fallen as BLG continue to advance. Ona, Gumayushi, and Faker trying to hold the line here. They managed to find something. They got 2 kills out of it, but they've lost 3 inhibs for it.
Good ultimate, which kept their backline alive while they killed off Carrier.
Flash in from Guma, throws out the ultis to secure the kill onto On.
Pushing in, BLG are forcing T1 to make their final stand in this game. Ona goes in with a bolt breaker hooked in as well, the cease and desist. Silence ultimate stolen away. A hero's entrance is followed by a second, but it looks like Faker's more like Icarus than any hero taking to the skies. Knight pumps a stopwatch. T1 go pop. Zeus locked up towards the top side. Already 4 for naught for BLG as they are looking to take us to match point.
You can see BLG once again drafting a lot of team fights. It has sort of been the go-to approach from BLG in this series. They have easy ways of engage, they have good follow-up, and they've just got incredible scaling. Whenever you see Smolder and Ziggs, its ability to slow the game down and stall is so effective.
Him trying to get back into this lane, he may just be cut off by Shun and Bin. He'll be seen on that ward about now. Zeus gets the level 2 underneath the tower, flashes away from the grand entrance, but the damage continues to rain down from Bin. Shun tanking the tower. Zeus gets a bailout. Carrier keeps him alive for the moment. That bailout will run out though, and BLG can look for a redive if they so decide to. Zeus taken down. Bin flashes away on tanking the tower, and BLG will escape with a kill and their lives.
And they're actually calling Shun over back to the bottom side once again.
Dive o'clock, the grand entrance goes down. Zeus is overheated, and he's sent packing. BLG find their second. Get towards that 225 mark.
Again.
Zeus, once again, a little bit overstepped here in the bottom side, and Bin jumps in, hops on, and Minion takes the Highway Express to get towards this Rumble, who goes overheated. Flame Spitter going down, but Zeus is going to go back to the fountain again. No escape for him. He tries to clear the wave, but in the end, he will be put in the ground by Bin. BLG now 3-0 up, a 700 gold lead, only 6 minutes into this game.
His jungle counterpart, that Ziggs is being accelerated so much and been able to close that gold gap that had previously been built up in favor of Zeus.
On's on the warpath here, passes through mid, and T1 are trying to stick to that game plan of taking down the grubs to be able to snowball turret plate money and turrets later on. But BLG with so many early kills already, throwing a wrench into the plan, would make his way over.
Only gets in range for the last 2 minions though, so did lose a bunch of XP there. You can see Elk still not level 6, while Gumayushi's almost towards level 7. T1 will use the pressure they have in the top side and the push that they had through bot to now take away the first dragon of the game. It's 3 grubs and a Drake in their names at the 8-minute mark.
I think that will be critical for T1 moving forward, since BLG have drafted really good late game for themselves. T1 going to use these objectives, try and draw them out to you.
You start to fall behind a little bit. You've got the arrow, you've got the follow-up with the equalizer, you have Faker jumping in with the abscond that duck just like this. Elk doesn't sidestep. Faker dashing forward for a little bit more damage, using that passive to its full effect. Steals away the Mega Inferno Bomb. Elk has to flash it. Faker takes the tower, and Elk just dies. It's hunting season for Faker in the top lane. Many dashes.
Knight too far away from the play, now making his way down, but Faker controlling the river, trying to force on back. The arrow isn't quite going to connect, and that is looking to be 6 grubs for T1, so part 1 of the plan coming true,
Yeah,
Kobe.
exactly. Even though BLG getting some extra early kills in the lane swap and in the side lane, T1 still. Let's see if they can actually get the 6th one here. It is actually kind of important to get the double Void Might spawn. Should be able to, no problem. Nobody around to smite steal, and they will secure that very big objective. We have seen how quickly you can get tower gold. Ziggs in a mid lane, have the Smolder Versailles on top side.
Oh no, looks for Bin, he locks him up. Bin though with a great arm into the wall. Ona's going to have to flash away the locket invested as well. Bin holds on to his summoner. BLG beginning to collapse. The Mega Inferno Bomb coming out as well. There's the arrow. Bin sidesteps it. Zeus might have to flash the wall here. Ono on that front line, locked up with the quickness. He dives onto Elk. Gumayushi caught up. Elk falling low though, and the flame spit is enough to burn him down in the river. And now T1 begin to turn on the afterburners. Shun has to flash dash across the wall with the Arctic Assault. Gumayushi can't quite get the down with the volley. Carrier though! He will not let you escape, and now On has to dance away with that grand entrance. Carrier looking for a little bit more. Gumayushi puts a volley in his back.
He also bailed out Owner for T1. Big Renata play.
A massive play for T1. Owner setting things up by getting that collapse onto Bin. The follow-up from the rest of T1 as well as BLG tried to collapse onto T1, thinking that they'd overstayed their welcome on the bottom lane, but they're able to turn the play around thanks to the arrival of Gumayushi and Carrier.
It's check though when the rest of T1 are making their advance through the mid lane. On and Shun in the pit. The Rifthold down to 2,000 HP. Bin looking for that Nav as well. The Rifthold still sitting at 2,000. That eye is open. T1 will close it and slam the door as well in BLG space.
Back out onto the map. T1 don't waste any moments.
T1 are that team this time around.
BLG trying to defend. Glacial Prism hits onto On. The arrow also connects. Bin dashes in. The Nar back. The hostile takeover makes Shun go berserk underneath the tower. And he pops the locket, but he will go pop first. BLG starting to turn this one on T1's heads. They found two. Carrier has no flash, but Knight has one to chase. Carrier escaping on 100 HP, but On will not give him that luxury. BLG find three in the top side.
And just like that, BLG punish the aggression from T1. Trying not to lose any momentum, they set their sights on the top tier 1, but BLG deny them access and turn the fight around.
On the Smolder, flashing forward to chase them down with his... Carrier knows that one is going to be rough.
It's a tense situation. The gold finds itself even once more. We'll check out the itemization once we get back.
T1, I think the correct call is we keep on scaling. We got to get our Smolder to the break point that you just talked about. And so they're going to push hard on the other side of the map. Definitely the correct choice here with the scaling that they have available to them. Take away a little bit of the jungle as well while they're at it. But T1, they press ahead. Game ending, especially with BLG having Smolder plus a Ziggs. The reason why this is such a good pairing as the arrow goes wide, but Faker's still here.
Faker looking for that flank will seal away the quickness from On. Gets the charm, flashes in, finds two. Equalizer on the back line as well. As Faker is not of this earth. He finds the engage. He finds everything T1 were looking for.
Exceptional play from T1. You think that the play falls short because the arrow doesn't connect, but Faker will find a way.
And then with the 6 grubs, with the Rift Hail, they immediately take the tower afterwards. And guess what? They're turning straight towards the barrel.
Zeus On is just ticking away to the flame spitter damage. Zeus tries to turn it around, and BLG look to try and take the fight. Shun has flash and smite. Elk now joins the battle, teleports in. Bin looks for Carrier, lands the slow with the boomerang. Knight TP'd in as well. BLG are going all guns blazing into the battle here as T1 are hailing the retreat. On dashing forward, he's only at 300 HP. Faker eats the bomb and is taken out low. Mega Inferno bomb going in. Zeus will sacrifice himself for the good of his team to make sure the rest of T1 are able to escape with this Baron.
The quick play from T1, the teleport.
Flash, he decides to use it afterwards. Owner couldn't quite get in range to engage any further. Faker's taken out the tier 2 in the top lane. Shun goes in with the Glacial Prism. On there with the follow-up. Carrier though, an incredible hostile takeover. Puts On in his place. Owner taking the tower. Glacial Prism stolen away by Faker as he dives onto the back line. Who else but Faker again? In the end he falls, but Guma is making Shun look like a pin cushion. Knight forced to flash away. Elk trying to put the damage down as well. He won't land it on Carrier. The fancy feeder out in force as T1 begin to push up bot side.
Yeah, T1 are taking another tower with the 6 Void Grubs as well as the Rift Hail. They keep on forcing these Vedias even when BLG try and construct their counter game, and being able to get their Dragon Soul as well in a very timely manner means we are still on course for that T1 game plan. Good check there, good reactions from him. Pops the Scryers as well, and T1 can come in to take away all that safety.
Owner manages to get the knock into the wall. Steadfast Presence already been used, though. On will have a second dance away. Hostile takeover coming out. Shun cleansed away by that. Mikhail's out of On. In the end, it's just an investment of ultimates from T1. Mikhail's used. Carrier flash handshake. Pulls back Elk. Faker trying to get with the quickness onto the back line. Gumayushi Yushi unable to open up quite yet. Bin doing the damage onto Ona as well, but already Elk is down to 300 HP. On the top side, Shun is down. The equalizer out from Zeus will save Ona's life and force BLG away. TP'd Elk into the mid lane, has that Mega Inferno bomb. It's going to hit onto Ona. Fake able to dodge to the side of it. 3,000 HP now on the Baron as BLG advance. T1 have already got the Baron though, and BLG now have to begin to retreat, but the damage coming out from Elk is absolutely massive. Faker dives in, lands on Bin, grand entrance, already locks him up. He wants to stopwatch to try and buy himself a second. Has the bailout ticking on him as well, and he flashes. Faker survives somehow. T1 get out with the Baron buff, and BLG are unable to find purchase on the game.
Doing what he can to find angles of attack, maybe even a TP flank, but he's been caught.
On locked up against the wall, pulled back with a handshake. The keeper's verdict finds him guilty, as On is slain by Guma Yushi, and now will BLG even try to mount a defense around the Elder Drake? They TP to the bot lane. Bin looking at that flank position. His Mega Knight's going to expire pretty soon, and Faker's looking for a flank of his own as he TPs in towards this blue side. Bin now on the wrong side.
Knight and Shun have been working exceptionally well throughout the bracket stage and finding advantages for BLG, and have really been playmakers when it came to the team fight. And Faker and Ona, a core part of the success of what makes T1 so good.
Port Bin back to that top side. He should be able to soak up his level 3 as Zeus already pushed the wave. Zeus is going to get the first move, but Faker under attack.
Has no flash, just his punch gets hit. There's the charm as well, and Faker might fall first in the finals of the finals. Knight gets the kill. BLG find first blood. Bringing more members up towards the top side. Faker has the hero's entrance to come in from mid. On looks for the engage. The flash away is T1 disengaged for the moment. Ona jumping back in. There's the hero's entrance. Kevin gets the slam into the wall as On almost falls. He gets punched by Faker. And now Bin and Shun have to escape, but Zeus does not want to let them get away. The explosive cast knocks them back in the end. T1 will win the fight.
In a series that has been so focused on Grubs, in the game number 5, all 10 players show up, and it is T1 who get Owner's Poppy Slam into the wall on. They get the kill, they get the Grubs, and they immediately get turret plate money. Over him, not to mention all the extra gold, the biggest gold lead holder on the team. So much to know.
Oh, Kemia goes in, and down goes On. Kemia turns him off. And the question is, will Elk stay around, because he's still not at that level 6?
I mean, a masterful performance from Keria. Will T1 find another kill, extend their gold lead to 2K, and they'll secure the first dragon of the game.
And it is a very tall task here for BLG to get Elk back into this game. Zaya is so weak early on and being denied so much early into this game.
But right now, Guma is just
going for it.
Oh, Carrier with a good set fast presence. TP coming in from BLG as they look
there he comes
to make the play. Spear rush forward by Knight, holding the charm. Doesn't get stunned. The charm hits Carrier. Flash forward with the counter strike. Carrier falls first as Guma usually brings the feathers back and almost takes down On. Ona caught underneath his own tower, but he will fall even in the Cataclysm. BLG find 2. Guma's walking away wounded.
And just as we talk about him, he makes the play happen.
And the shoes upgrade, Lucidity acquired. That ultimate cooldown now for Knight will be so low. T1 though, looking back at the Grubs, they want to get at least 4 for their Void Might spawn, despite a really good play there from BLG.
I mean, yeah. The bot tower falling means that there's a huge wave as well. Knight forced to catch it, doesn't have the TP. Bin and Knight committing all of their summoner spells to make this play happening.
The TP, he's also the only gold lead on his team right now.
A few more seconds until Knight's TP is available. It looks like that they are just going to concede it as the bot side of the map becomes BLG's priority. Tier 1 going to be happy to secure the Herald and the top Tier 1 as well. No one could really gain purchase on the mid wave as it's just cleared out by Elk and Zeus. But T1 do have a tempo advantage here, and they're looking to keep the pressure on top side.
Top side objectives have been turned so quickly into tower gold during this series. They're looking to do it again.
Knight's still working his way through that bot side. Tier 1 will now take it, then TPs to try and save the Tier 2 in the top side. Rift Herald was not put down by T1, which as well, with that Rift Herald in pocket, means that T1 do have the pressure advantage on the map. If they want to push in like this, they'll take a Tier 2 in the top side. With 3 towers to 1 in their favor.
Yeah, I think BLG here, just keep Elk in mid lane here where it's nice and safe.
Trades, but you're seeing how effective this Gragas is.
Cosmic Drive Fimbulwinter is doing a lot of work here. They get the knockback as well. Carrier with the steadfast presence, but Shun is here to try and help out his top laner. That Fimbulwinter Cosmic Drive combination is causing a lot of headache for Bin.
That and the phase rush, some very useful tools for Gragas to always keep you at arm's length, or belly's length in his case. Meanwhile, Knight did end up finishing off that outer tower, that extra gold that they wanted in payment for the Dragon.
Pings coming down from the side of T1 of the bot side jungle.
Zeus finds On, Shadowing Strike going in, the crash down as well. Bin looking for the follow-up here onto Zeus, the hero's entrance, and On just oversteps. Gumayushi sends him back to the fountain, and now BLG have to play a 4v5 if they want to try and contest. I think their decision will be not to. They'll just back away, clear out their own jungle, but On went in on Zeus, and T1 immediately collapsed.
Again, T1, they're so confident, and we're like, they've got the Gallia ult to back them up. Zeus is very tanky. They were not worried for a second during that pick facing them.
You can feel as well, just kind of on the map, how T1 is slowly but surely beginning to gain more control. BLG feels like that they're being pushed back even further onto their side of the map.
Team, it's your fans, it's your family, it's your region that have supported you through thick and thin. And
Ona, very close here.
pressure on you, Shadowing Strike going wide. Shun tries to dash across the wall, but immediately he's locked up, goes in with the Cataclysm. Gumayushi pops the Feather Storm. Ona looking to re-engage onto On. Shun down to half HP. Bin gets onto the backline. Gumayushi cleanses away, but Bin has already put him in the dirt. Kevy is next up. BLG find 2. T1 able to back away for the moment, but the TP behind by Bin as he looks for a little bit more.
Oh, they go back in!
Faker flashes in, and down goes Knight! Once again, when you need someone, when you need anyone to stand up and show just what this game's all about, it's Faker! He finds another T1 5-5, and alongside it, the Baron in their minds!
As Faker in T1's dire moments descends from the sky, and T1 turn the fight in their favor.
The crown may be heavy, but it belongs to Faker, and they're gonna pick up the Baron. What a turnaround! BLG had started out so well. They killed Gumayushi. They had them on the run, but the turn from T1 was better.
The flank that comes in from Bin to follow up the engage from Jun, and crucially, you're gonna see a charm come through from Knight that forces Gumayushi's flash.
Teleport, the 4-second channel time in T1 Strike. Wait a second, topside, Zeus under fire!
Zeus caught out, killer instinct in by Elk. BLG collapsing, 4 members strong, the hero's entrance.
Oh, Zeus!
Faker joins the fight! Elk with the stopwatch, Faker in the middle of them all, and it seems like death may have arrived, and his name is Faker! He's here for your lives! The rest of T1 begins collapse. Faker's gonna fall as he pops the stopwatch, manages to buy himself a second. Ona here to save his mid laner once again, and Faker still stands. He has ascended. He stands above it all.
Unbelievable once more. How does he keep doing it? I mean, with the Baron buff, 4 members dead. It's only Knight left to defend his base, his crumbling kingdom at the hands of T1. An inhibitor will fall, and T1 set their sights on the Nexus.
Knight goes in with the Spirit Rush, lands the charm as well. The first Nexus tower's fallen, and T1 are just looking for the prize. They're hungry for it. T1 are the past, the present, and the future. A new era, the same empire. T1 are your 2024 World Champions.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup at the Grand Finals of Worlds 2024. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.